Well, hey everybody, it's America's favorite comedian of all time, Chaderossa. Thank you. Uh, I like this angle because it's just beautiful sky and sometimes direct sunlight behind me, but not just garbage. And guess what? I'm surrounded by garbage. People are like, Chad, where do you get your building materials? Well, I'm building with trash. And luckily, I've always been a trashy person. Well, I'm making it better. I'm trying. We're doing stuff. We're cleaning up. It's spring, false spring cleaning. I'm rebuilding my dog wall at the Guido de Ville Memorial Dog Park. It's 2 pallets tall. This is the best. These aren't uh, structural. Like, it's just, that's the wall right there. And I'm just resting these things. This is version 5 of my dog wall, and my daughter's making fun of me for. Everybody's like, focus on what you're supposed to be doing. Focus on your build, not a friggin' dog fence. Well, my dogs have to be secure. Otherwise, they're going to get shot or get into a porcupine or just be an idiot somewhere else. Look at them. Look, they're loose. They're running loose. Like idiots. Now what am I supposed to do? Enjoy that? Enjoy them? Crazy. So I've got to restrain them. I've got to keep them safe. And I board dogs too. So nice dog fence version 5. What people don't realize though is this is just a prototype for building. Like wood and screws are very expensive. I don't have any money, but I don't mind stealing from Walmart. Fuck them and their billionaire butthole buddies. But if I build with interlocking pallets, all the same size, uniform, and I use them like little Legos and or Jenga, then I can make them interlock and build a solid, pretty functional wall with little cubbies in it. And if I plaster that in, that should be, I mean, if it's stable as is, I can use that as a frame to do aircrete and make a wall, which I don't necessarily need right here, but as a prototype for a wall, that will come in handy here on my hyper adobe pit house, because I've dug down whatever about 4 feet here. We're going to dig down a little bit more and clean this up, but I've dug down and I have a shelf of earth and then the wall out. And I wanted this to be a yard, and of course it's fallen apart a little bit, so we need to shore that up. I need to get my retaining walls in place, and I'm gonna use pallets, not just leaned up against it like they are currently, but using that same technique over there to build a structural thing here, which is just a form for aircrete. And we'll do aircrete coated styrofoam chunks, is how I'm saying it. Well, we're actually going to do aircrete underneath the rock, the rebel rubble pit, which is under these walls. Conflicting information about whether or not I should do that, so we just tried it. And I'm going to fill in all these little gaps, these little air pockets down there with aircrete. So I think that's going to be the first implementation of aircrete, and then this stuff, the actual insulation, is going to be a very thin mix of Portland cement and sand with chunks of styrofoam just mixed into it. So forget about aircrete, just a slurry mix coating the styrofoam chunks. So styrofoam again, just displacing stuff, and the aircrete people say the problem is the bubbles collapsing. So maybe I'll experiment both ways. We'll see what works. I'll try it with the aircrete mix, chunks of styrofoam, and just a regular slurry chunks of styrofoam. We'll just see what we do. That's the fun of it, is it's experimental. So anyway, we'll build this retaining wall, pallets, aircrete, styrofoam, and then up here we have the south-facing wall, which will be greenhouse, shower, botanical cells, and then an entrance way over there. So I really want to put another wall right along here and cut this down to caliche and go ahead and start building this out. as well. So there's digging work to be done in here, floor leveling, and then I believe I can start working on the additional dirt wall hyper adobe bags around here to make the entrance area, which will look like a Zelda shrine from Breath of the Wild. So that's the plan here. That's square. This is Breath of the Wildy entrance area. So door, well, you come up onto the platform, then there's the archway for the door right here. And but that's kind of a platform you're on, sheltered somewhat. And then right here you walk through the threshold, and this round area right here is the entranceway with a path up into botanical cell, greenhouse, over to the shower on the end, and then back into the entranceway here. And I want a way out here to a hot tub, but continue the wall around like this and have it kind of surround this fire pit here too. So this is all wall, and we will do this out of a different material. And then here's the back of the berm. So this will match up with the back of the berm, and the wall will button up the back of the berm. So we'll have cooling tubes coming through where those pallets are. Those pallets are just kind of a framework where we're going to use those as a form to pour aircrete again with the styrofoam to basically insulate that back part the way Earthship does, about 3 feet out from into the berm. And then we'll have our cisterns behind that, and then berm covering them up to about where I'm at. So we'll have probably 15 feet of berm here when it comes to an end, kind of locking all that in, kind of crazy. And then that wall will continue around to the other side, but it'll all be kind of rounded as best as I can to make it look like a Zelda shrine from Breath of the Wild. And so we'll be able to let the dogs out into a courtyard here, which is hot tub, fire pit, and that's it, basically. Just a little border around. The whole thing is hot tub and fire pit. But it's contained, like tall wall. I'm saying 15 feet or so high. Anyway, so yeah, so here's dirt and the pond, and this whole quarter acre is sprung up with grass and stuff I've seeded. It's kind of neat. I've got I seeded it with hairy vetch and clover, but also a bunch of natural 3 different types of native grasses here, and so that's all springing up really nicely. This crap looks like a mess, but yeah, I'm building with trash, and I'm making art. Shout out to Marcus Sisk, Dream Magic Infinity Magic Shadow Magic, who Mr. Sound, Mr. Noise, lent me his mixer, and we'll be using that for a lot of this. But over here, so just pile of trash, and I gotta clean all this out. I collect oil to make biodiesel, and here's cans that came from people. And there's mattresses, because I use those as insulation on top of the bus. It's kind of crazy, but 10-degree difference. I do need to get the plastic off the bus. It's destroyed. Plastic doesn't last longer than a year and a half out here, and I was foolish to even try that. But get the plastic off, put these mattresses to use on the short bus, or perhaps on the windshield of this bus. I don't know yet. And but anyway, get them out of here, clean up this area, and continue this wall out to about right here. And it's going to lock in at the front of the bus. And then we'll have a firewood rack here, and try to restage this cafe. This is Calio's cafe. Monty's mixer, and we'll move all of the solar stuff out of the way too. Anyway, a lot of work to be done. Here is the old partial chicken coop monstrosity where I'd been showering with a camp shower. We're gonna tear that down and repurpose all of those. That's a good point. I need those out of there. See, I was foolishly using screws like the old days, and it's so much screws, which costs money, and coat metal coat hangers don't cost nothing. People are desperate to get rid of them. They're all in landfills. People throw them away. Goodwill won't hold on to them. Habitat for Humanity throws them in the trash. So I grab those from people, and then I use them to bind the pallets together in a way that gives them all the structural strength they need to support the wall and do what they're supposed to be doing. But the great thing is that if I change the design, and I have 5 times, I can just pull these apart and restrand them around however I want them, reconfigure everything. Nothing's permanent, and nothing is costing any money. And that's how I'm building right now. Kind of crazy. All right, if you want to help, April is Chad by Chad West Festival. Come on by, but don't let the end of the Chad West Festival stop you. I'm here 24/7, 365, building shit unless I'm not. So come and see me. I'm not going to come see you. And if you don't want to subscribe to the channel or drop by with permission, not unannounced, then goodbye forever. See you never. Love you.